Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Joe and it's time for Pocket with Joe. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late here. Been a crazy busy morning, but we got 5 games on the ice. We got lots of places we can make money. Now, not so great yesterday for that long shot parlay, just not coming in, but we did make some money. Jack Hughes, talk about making money. Could we just bet Jack Hughes every single day for his shots on goal and anytime goal? I tell you, this kid is just lighting up the net. You guys, I see all of you in here. I want to say a big thank you for joining us here. All of you, there's so many comments coming in. Johnny Hockey. Yeah, we've got lots. Kraken on the money line. I see lots of you guys coming in with all these comments. I want to thank you all for being here today. Let's jump right into these 5 games that we've got on the ice. We're going to kick off the first one with the New York Islanders taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now, this one kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern. We got a total of 6 in this matchup. Islanders coming in as the dog in this one. Now, they have lost their last 9 games as an underdog. So really hard to get behind this team. We're seeing a lot of the money coming in on the New York Islanders. The Ottawa Senators here expected to start Cam Talbot in net. We know he's a strong goalie, 2.95 goals against average, and Varlamov here for the New York Islanders at 2.85. Now, while we have seen struggles out of the Islanders and the Senators to score, I think this is kind of a game we start seeing these offenses look to jive in this game. I'm going to take the over in this game. It's sitting here solid at 6. We've seen 5 of the last 6 meetings trend to that over. Now, looking at the Islanders, it is a hard spot to get on them here, but I think we have to have a little bit of faith on the Islanders. Like I said, they've lost their last 9 games as an underdog. They're 0-5 versus the Eastern Conference, 0-4 playing on 1 day's rest in their last 4 games, and 0-4 in their last 4 road games. So it's going against all of these trends here, but we look at the Islanders versus the Ottawa Senators. They won 6 of the last 7 meetings versus them. I think it's just too easy to grab the Ottawa Senators here at home in this one. This team has been struggling as well. They're coming in with tons of rest, not playing since Saturday, but they're 1-4 in their last 5 games overall. I don't trust them to get things done in this one. They lost their last 2, and they had that loss versus the Jets on Saturday, in which they only scored 1 goal. So for myself, you guys, I have to ride with the New York Islanders to start getting things done. I see you guys riding with the Senators coming in the comments. The Islanders under 2.5. I just think this is a get right spot for the New York Islanders here on the road. Kev, happy hump day to you too. Let's make some freaking money with these 5 games on the ice today, you guys. The next game on the board, we have the New York Rangers. This one is against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the Leafs coming in here as a favorite. We know how phenomenally strong this team is at home. They're 18-3-3-1 on the season at home, riding a 29-11-7-1 overall record this season. Now, the New York Rangers coming in here, they've had a couple of struggles over the last couple of weeks, but they won that last game over the Panthers. It was a brilliant game out of them, 6-2 win. Now their defense really stepped up, limiting the Florida Panthers, limiting those shots on goal as well. This is kind of a 1-game road trip here. The Rangers coming in at plus 135. And while I'd love to take them here, I don't know if I can step in front of the Toronto Maple Leafs here at home. This team got the win over the Islanders. It was a 5-2 win. It pushed us over that total. We had the under 6 in that one. I wish the Leafs hadn't scored as much. I'm expecting both of these defenses to really play a hard game. I think when we look at these teams, we can look at their defenses and really say, well, they have dominant offenses. I think the defenses of both the Rangers and the Leafs are the strongest part of their teams with that goaltending. Now, Igor Shesterkin expected here for the New York Rangers and Matt Murray expected for the Leafs. Both of these goalies are phenomenal in net, with the Rangers coming in here with a 2.44 goals against average and the Leafs at 2.73. The last time these teams played, the Rangers got the win back in December. It was a 3-1 win for the New York Rangers. I think we have a very similar game in this one, but I don't know if New York can pull off another win versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. So if you're looking at a side, I lean on the Toronto Maple Leafs here. It's juiced at minus 155. I wouldn't hit it in regulation, to be honest with you, because this is a game that is going to be so tight. The Rangers coming in on 1 day's rest, 8-3 in their last 11 games. Playing on that 8 days rest, they're 8-3 in their last 11 games on the road. The Leafs 4-1 in their last 5 games and 23-6 in their last 29 versus the Metropolitan. So really strong trends for both of these teams. The underdog has taken 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two as well, and the Rangers 5 of the last 6. So I don't want to step in front of the Leafs, but strong trends to why to take the Rangers. So if you guys have faith, I don't have enough in this one. Think a little bit of puck luck. The Rangers, great place to make some money. I think the best bet of this game is to take the under 6. I'm looking, like I said, goaltending and defense to be what the storyline of this game is. So give me the under 6 in this one. Strong trends to that under as well. While they trend to the over in Toronto versus each other, you look at the Rangers for their last 5 games have hit that under. We've also seen them strong to that under on the road with defense and goaltending really showing up. 19-9-1 in the Rangers' last 29 home games. When we look at the Leafs, strong trends to that under following a win. They've gone 4-0 in their last 4 games to that under following a win. They're also 15-7 in their last 22 versus teams with winning records to that under. So give me the under 6, hold your breath, because we know both of these teams, if the other team fails in any way, we'll take advantage of that. I'm hoping both these teams play clean games. Neither team is going to be solid enough to really stop the power play of the other. I'm not too confident in this total if we see tons of penalties, and that's where I'll be sweating this game if we start to see those penalties come flying in. Leafs plus or minus 0.5 in that second period. I see your correction below at plus 135. We know the Leafs have been absolutely dominating in that second period. Great way to go with that, Anthony. I do like it here. And the Rangers on the puck line, Johnny, and I agree with you. This is a great place to take the Rangers on the puck line and that under, parlaying those two. I've got actually 2 dog parlays, 2 dogs on the puck line plus 1.5. 2 parlay today. The Rangers are definitely one of them at plus 1.5. Either way, this is a super tight game between these 2 teams. So I like the idea of parlaying the Rangers plus 1.5 and the under together in that game. The next game on the board, we got the Carolina Hurricanes and the Dallas Stars. Talk about a phenomenal game we will have here. Now, Frederik Andersen expected in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes, 2.4 goals against average. And Jake Ottinger for the Dallas Stars, he's got a 2.22. Now we got a total sitting at 6. Dallas, the small dog at home in this one. Carolina Hurricanes, they are so dominant, especially their defense. But offensively, this team is lighting up the goal as well. Defensively, they're allowing 2.65 goals per game, 26.5 shots on goal. Number 1 overall in the league at really limiting their opponents. Now, we've seen Carolina win their last couple and the Dallas Stars off that loss. Now, the Dallas Stars have covered the puck line in their last 7 as an underdog. They have been playing very tight games. Both defenses are playing elite. This will be a little bit of puck luck in this one. If I'm going to take a side, I lean on Carolina at minus 115. I love what we're seeing out of this team. I love what we're seeing out of Frederik Andersen. They're on a little bit of a roll right now. Now, the last time these 2 teams did play was back in December, and we saw the Canes get the 5-4 win. It was a high-scoring game, and we know how potent both of these offenses are. This game can quite easily, in a blink, go to that over. I'm expecting, though, this to be a defensive and goaltending-wise game. Now, I've got a total of 6. I'm seeing 5.5s out there, you guys. At 5.5, you know I'm not touching that under. I just don't love what we're seeing out of these games at 5.5. So make sure you shop those lines, get the best value, because I do think while these 2 teams trend to that over, this is a defense and goaltending game in this one. I hate betting unders. You guys absolutely know it, but I really do think this is one where you can bet that under. Now, I do have a player prop I like even more than betting a side or a total in this one. We look at Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. He's been absolute fire. He's off a 3-goal game versus the Islanders. And for an anytime goal tonight, we can get him at plus 210. Now, I don't know if I love the anytime goal because I am looking at the under, but I would look at these shots on goal. The Dallas Stars allow 31 shots on goal on average per game. Jake Ottinger is in goal. When we look at Sebastian Aho, the amount of shots he has got on goal as of late has been absolutely phenomenal. We can get him over 2.5 shots on goal tonight at minus 125, and I think there is so much value there. So that is my favorite player prop of the day, you guys. Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 125. I like it better than that anytime goal. And while I do think he has a possibility of getting that anytime goal, anytime I'm riding the under, I got to look at those shots on goal. Now, I would be very cautious at taking any of the Dallas Stars shots on goal tonight versus the Carolina Hurricanes because, well, with Frederik Andersen in goal, phenomenal goaltender, but I'm looking at what the defense of the Carolina Hurricanes can do, limiting opponents to only 26.5 shots on goal. So if you're looking at any of Dallas's shots on goal tonight, I'd be taking that under or looking for those anytime goal props in that one because you're going to have a limited shots on goal. The goals they will really count when they come in. So just a quick tidbit on that. Let's move on to the next game. Ooh, both teams to score in that third period. We know that has been money. We've had these teams really pulling things out, playing tight defenses in the first couple, and those goals coming in that third period. So I like the way you're looking with that. I really don't bet a lot of both teams to score in the third or second period. First period, I normally open up with that because I think in a lot of cases, we're seeing these goaltenders let one slip early. So when I'm looking at unders, letting that slip early, having the over 1.5 in that first period or both teams to score in the first period actually does still coincide with the under 6. So great way to look at that, Anthony. It might be something I look more into betting. Winston, thank you for being here. Have a blessed one to you too. Jake has been letting in goals lately. I know this. I'm expecting the defense to really open up. But I do lean on the Carolina Hurricanes here. If I'm going to take a side in this one at minus 115, I think there is great value on such a phenomenal team. Now, let's look at the next game on the board. The Columbus Blue Jackets are taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Oh my God, you have to pay your firstborn child here if you want to bet Edmonton here at minus 380. Such huge favorites in this one. If you're going to take Edmonton, you got to take them on that extended puck line at laying 2.5. And then you're going to get some plus money. Now, I caution you with Edmonton tonight, no Evander Kane, but we know how phenomenally strong the Edmonton Oilers are. They should be able to get these goals tonight on Corpostello, who is expected in goal for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's got a 3.3 goals against average. Skinner has been playing some phenomenal hockey as of late, and we've seen the Edmonton Oilers win their last 6. So is it worth betting your next born child on this game? I don't know if I would go that far. You could look at Edmonton's team total over 4.5. And yes, it is at 4.5. They have to get 5 goals in this one. You're getting that at plus 116. Connor McDavid for that anytime goal. We know he's been absolute money, is minus 140 for that anytime goal tonight. Now, instead of looking at Edmonton on that puck line to cover that 2.5, you could look at the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 2.5 at minus 135. And now, while they had a game against against Calgary that they're just coming off that loss, they really did play a hard game. So some people are expecting the Columbus Blue Jackets to fall flat in this game and not get the goals after what they were able to do against Calgary. They took all the energy out of themselves in that game versus Calgary. Now, that was a 4-3 loss for the Columbus Blue Jackets in OT. The last time, though, these teams played was last season. We saw the Columbus Blue Jackets win it 5-2. The Columbus Blue Jackets have struggled, though, versus Edmonton, only winning 1 of the last 6 meetings. But the Blue Jackets have covered that puck line in 18 of their last 19 games after coming off of overtime. So in this one, you guys, it's a little risky here with the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 2.5, but I prefer that over Edmonton laying the 2.5. Just because it's a lot to ask a team to win by 3 goals. I don't love taking that. I don't love when you have to bet it, even though Edmonton is a better team. We know this. I think the best bet of this game is to take the over 6.5. I think Columbus can get a couple goals. Skinner has been playing solid, but we still know this defense is allowing an average of 3.23 goals per game and 32.1 shots on goal. We saw Columbus able to get 3 goals on the Calgary Flames, and Calgary's defense, it's a little bit better than Edmonton. And I don't like what I've been seeing out of Calgary's defense as of late. They have been having their struggles. So give me the over 6.5 in this one. I think it's the best way to go. We've seen 11 of the last 15 games in Edmonton hit that over. So I think it's a solid one in this, but I think taking Connor McDavid for that anytime goal at minus 140 is the best way to go in this game. And if you like Edmonton, they've got to get 5 goals, but they're getting you plus money if they get 5 goals at plus 116. And we know the Columbus Blue Jackets can give them up. So it's going to be an interesting one. Anthony, you're laying the 2.5 and getting plus 120. I don't know if I don't love it. I really don't. 11 pick parlay from yesterday. Yeah, the Jets. The Jets really did blow some of these parlays. It's really hard when you look at doing 11-team parlay and you lose one by the Winnipeg Jets. I'm sorry to hear that. Connor Hellebuck just not playing as strong as a lot of people would like him to play on the road. We have one more game left. Now it's the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Seattle Kraken. Kraken coming in as large favorites in this one at minus 190. Total sitting solid at 6.5. Plus 160 for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, in this matchup, we see Vancouver on a back-to-back. If you have confidence that with the coaching changes, Vancouver is going to go on a run, getting them at plus 160 is some beautiful plus money. Spencer Martin, I don't know if I can trust, though. He's got a 3.86 goals against average. We know the Seattle Kraken have been able to light up the net. They've got Martin Jones is expected for them. They've got a 28.1 allowed shots on goal. So they're doing phenomenally on the defensive side. Vancouver, they beat the Blackhawks. So we have to take into account how much of that game was them beating a really crappy team. Lots of people think they're going to go on a run. This is a battle of the Pacific here with the Seattle Kraken coming in 3rd in the Pacific, and right now the Vancouver Canucks sitting 6th. The Vancouver Canucks have struggled on the road, but again, we've seen these coaching changes happen this week. Vancouver's only won one of their last 7 road games on this back-to-back. I don't know how confident I feel about them, but looking at them versus the Seattle Kraken, they have won all 6 of their last 6 meetings versus the Seattle Kraken. So in this one, I'm going to look at the team I have the most confidence in. Vancouver could win this. They really could, but I think this is a high-scoring game. Either way, I'm going to look at the Seattle Kraken's team total. Hitting their team total over 3.5. We know this team is averaging 3.61 goals per game and 29.9 shots on goal. The Vancouver Canucks are allowing a 3.91 goals per game on average and 31.8 shots on goal. Now, they let the Chicago Blackhawks get those 2 goals last night. Seattle, such a stronger team offensively, a stronger team overall. I expect them to get 4 goals in this. So taking them over that 3.5 is coming in at minus 120. So again, we're going to pay some juice on this. If you think the Vancouver Canucks can keep this tight in any way, you can grab them plus 1.5. And I talked about grabbing these dogs on that puck line plus 1.5 and getting some value here. So you've got to combine a couple of these together. But if you take Vancouver plus 1.5, you're getting it at minus 165. Now, when I look at who you could combine it with, I love the Dallas Stars plus 1.5. That's at minus 270. So if you combine it with that, with the 2 bets, you're going to get some plus money, or the Rangers plus 1.5. Now that's coming in at minus 190. So when I look at all of these 5 games today, I'm going to combine the Dallas Stars plus 1.5 and the New York Rangers plus 1.5. Now, when I worked out these odds for a $100 bet, you're going to win $109.16. So your payback will be $209.16, including your $100 back. in that bet. So we're getting some nice plus money combining those two. Let's do the recap. Let's build the long shot. But that is the one that I'm going to go with. The Canucks and the Kraken. Over 6, that one should come in as well, Kev. We've seen the over hit in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two with the one push. Yeah, I think Kraken's defense should be strong in this one. We're just really seeing them, and we've seen them against teams like when we saw them play in Edmonton, what they were able to do. Shutting down Edmonton's power play, which this team has been known for not being able to shut down the power play. Their penalty kill is absolutely appalling. They've been able to get things done. So they're a changing team for sure. Let's recap these games. Let's do the long shot parlay, and let's make some freaking money today, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I love all the comments coming in. Make sure you drop below this video what you're liking today, what you're parlaying, what you're betting, and what you won yesterday. Let's celebrate each and every one of your wins. Okay, recap time, you guys. The New York Islanders taking on the Ottawa Senators. I'm going to have some faith on this inconsistent Islanders team on the road. Call me crazy, but, they've lost their last 9 as an underdog. When we look at how they've done against the Ottawa Senators, I can't back the Sens in this one. They've won 6 of the last 7 meetings versus Ottawa. They dominate this matchup. Yes, I know they're 0-5 in their last 5 overall. So don't tell me that. Don't tell me I'm crazy. I'm backing them because they own this one here. And then looking at this total, I got to take the over 6 in this one. Well, both offenses have been struggling to score. I really do think this is one where we can see the Islanders and the Senators open up. The Senators were one of those teams. We were betting them easily to get over 3.5 goals per game. It was cashing for weeks. Give me this game over the 6. The New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think the best bet of this game is to look at that under 6. I'm looking for both defenses to step up. And now I know these offenses are so strong, but I think the core of both of these teams is goaltending and is defense. I think we've got a strong battle on our hands. The last time these teams played, it was a 3-1 win for the New York Rangers. Now, while I do think this is going to come down to a little bit of puck luck, if I was to take a side, I'd take the Leafs at home, just so phenomenally strong at home. The next game on the board, recap of that, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Dallas Stars. You guys, I got to lean on the Carolina Hurricanes here on the money line. I think it's so much value in this one at -115. I think my favorite bet of this game is Sebastian Aho for his shots on goal over 2.5. He's been making such a difference. He's been getting these shots. He's coming off the hat trick. He got 3 goals in his last game. Absolutely phenomenal there. Over 2.5 shots on goal is -125. Now the Dallas Stars are allowing these shots to come in, but the goaltending reasons these shots are not going in. So they're allowing an average of 31 shots on goal. Again, caution when taking any of the Dallas Stars players tonight for their overshots on goal. If you're looking to bet them, I would take their goals in this game, because if you take their shots on goal, the Carolina Hurricanes absolutely phenomenal at limiting those shots on goal. In this game, it trends to the over, but I tell you, I think this is going to be a defensive one. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Edmonton Oilers. You guys, this is a tricky one. I think Edmonton should dominate this game, but I could see them not winning by 3 goals. I could see Columbus getting that late goal coming in as they dig deep, not to lose 2 in a row. End of the day, they lose it. I just don't want to lay 2.5 with Edmonton, have them win by 3 goals. I think a better way to take that is to take Edmonton's team total. Over 4.5, we're getting +116. Then we don't have to count on the Columbus Blue Jackets for the full game to get these goals, because we know they're not a good team, you guys. Edmonton can get these goals. Connor McDavid can get these goals. Taking him for the anytime goals, -140. Now, remember, Evander Kane is not in the lineup tonight. You could look at Columbus keeping this tight at +2.5 at -135. I don't mind that. I prefer that over taking the puck line on the Edmonton Oilers tonight. But I do think the best bet is the Edmonton's team total over 4.5 and the over 6.5 coming in second. The Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken. Again, you guys, looking at the team I trust the most, taking the Kraken's team total over 3.5 at -120. I don't love the full game total of this. I can see it going over the 6.5. You just have to have faith in the Vancouver Canucks. And this is my problem. Yes, they got the win over the Blackhawks, but was that because the Blackhawks are that bad? The instant spark of the coaching change might have been a thing. If you think they can go on a roll here, I wouldn't blame you. You can grab them plus 160, but I cannot have faith until I start seeing more out of the Vancouver Canucks. Again, they've won the last 6 meetings over the Seattle Kraken. So this is a team that does have the Kraken's number, which is pretty phenomenal. So you guys do what you want with that one. The recap here, the long shot parlay. I'm going to take the Islanders on the money line at plus 100. I'm going to take the Rangers and the Maple Leafs under 6. That's coming in at minus 120. The Canes and the Stars under 6, minus 120. The Columbus Blue Jackets plus at 2.5 at minus 135. And the Vancouver Canucks plus 1.5 at minus 165, I think is an interesting way to throw it in. I do think this is one that could be a tight game. So $10 for that parlay pays you $92.15. So your payout, or sorry, $92.51. So your payout on that is $102.51. It's a great way to take that. I do think the best way to bet today is parlaying the Dallas Stars plus 1.5 and the New York Rangers plus 1.5. $100 on that pays you $209.16. So you're getting back that 100. You're winning $109.16 in that one. You guys, it's going to be a great day on the ice. I hope we all make some freaking money. I see everything coming in. You're going to take Hyman and McDavid at plus 2,500 with the Oilers game. Nice plus money. If it's plus 2,500, I'd definitely sprinkle on that. Edmonton in regulation and the over 5.5 at minus 105. I do like that too. That game is not going to OT. Neil, I'm sorry you're late. I'm going to get the bookmarks up. You can jump back. Opinions on the Oilers, the Islanders and the Stars game under and the Leafs game over. I struggle with the Leafs game over. I would be looking at both of those games under. I know that we've seen the Maple Leafs absolutely get these goals, but they're facing the New York Rangers. I think both of these teams have a really strong defensive game. We will know if that game is going over in that first period. It's going to be a stressful one for sure, but I do like the under in that one. So best of luck, whichever way you decide to go with that. Thank you guys so much. He has been completely hot, so I would look at him as well. You guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me here on A Pocket with Joe. I will be back tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on the dot tomorrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. And I do live in Canada. You guys throwing so many questions at me today. Have a good one, you guys. I appreciate